Did you know that many places you've read about in the Bible still exist today? Not just the famous ones like Jerusalem or Bethlehem, but hidden, almost forgotten locations that hold incredible stories. Today, we're embarking on an epic journey to uncover these ancient sites, places where history and faith collide. So grab your explorer's hat because this is going to be an adventure you won't want to miss. First up, let's travel to modern-day Turkey, to a place once known as Laodicea. Mentioned in the Book of Revelation as one of the 7 churches of Asia, Laodicea was a wealthy, bustling city. The Bible describes it as lukewarm, neither hot nor cold. What's fascinating is that, geographically, this makes perfect sense. The city was situated between the hot springs of Hierapolis and the cold, pure waters of Colossae. Its water, piped in through an aqueduct, would have been tepid by the time it arrived. Today, you can walk through the ruins of Laodicea, see the remains of its grand theaters, streets, and the very aqueducts that carried its lukewarm water. It's a powerful, tangible connection to the words written nearly 2,000 years ago. Standing there, you can almost hear the echoes of a once thriving metropolis grappling with its faith. Next, we journey to the shores of the Dead Sea, searching for the location of Sodom and Gomorrah. For centuries, people believed these cities were pure myth, swallowed by legend. But archaeological evidence points to a region with some truly compelling candidates. Sites like Bethesda and Numerah, located southeast of the Dead Sea, were Bronze Age towns that were suddenly and violently destroyed and abandoned, around the same time the biblical narrative is set. Excavations have revealed thick layers of ash and evidence of a massive, fiery event. Some scientists even theorize that an airburst from a meteor or comet could have caused this catastrophic destruction, matching the biblical description of fire and brimstone raining from the sky. While we can't be 100% certain these are the exact cities, walking through these desolate ruins sends a chill down your spine. The landscape itself tells a story of sudden, overwhelming devastation. Let's head north now, to the region of Galilee, but we're not going to the usual spots. We're looking for Bethsaida. The Bible tells us this was the hometown of the apostles Peter, Andrew, and Philip. It is also where Jesus is said to have miraculously fed the 5,000 and healed a blind man. For a long time, its exact location was a mystery. This archaeological dig, a couple of kilometers from the Sea of Galilee, has unearthed a fisherman's town from the time of Jesus. They've found ancient houses, courtyards, and even fishing gear like lead net weights and anchors. The layout of the town and the artifacts discovered paint a vivid picture of what life was like for Jesus' first disciples. What's truly amazing is that the site's elevation also fits the story of, now for a location that's both epic and deeply personal, Mount Nebo in modern-day Jordan. This is the mountain from which the Bible says Moses looked out and saw the promised land, a land he was forbidden to enter. After leading his people for 40 years through the wilderness, he stood on this very ridge, gazing across the Jordan Valley to Jericho and beyond. You can see the Dead Sea, the Jordan River Valley, and even the distant hills of Jerusalem. There's a beautiful church on the peak, decorated with stunning mosaics from an ancient Byzantine monastery built to commemorate the site. Standing there, looking at that incredible panorama, you feel the weight of that biblical moment, the culmination of a lifetime of struggle, faith, and bittersweet victory. It's a profoundly moving experience. Let's venture to a place tied to the dramatic story of the prophet Elijah, Mount Carmel. Specifically, we're looking for the site where Elijah challenged the 450 prophets of Baal to a showdown. The Bible describes a contest to see whose God would send fire from heaven to consume a sacrifice. This event is believed to have taken place at a specific location on the Mount Carmel range known in Arabic as El Maraka, which means the place of burning. You can see the Kishon River mentioned in the story where Elijah dealt with the false prophets. Standing there, you can easily picture the drama unfolding, the tension, the desperate prayers, and the ultimate fiery vindication. The geography, the view, the very name of the place all work together to bring this powerful story to life. Have you ever heard of the Pool of Siloam? In the Gospel of John, Jesus heals a man born blind by sending him to wash in this pool. For centuries, pilgrims visited a site believed to be the pool, but it was actually a reconstruction from the Byzantine era. The original first-century pool from Jesus' time was lost to history. That is, until 2004, during a routine sewage pipe repair in Jerusalem, workers stumbled upon ancient stone steps. Archaeologists got involved, and they soon realized they had found the real, monumental Pool of Siloam. It was a massive, trapezoidal pool fed by the Gihon Spring through Hezekiah's tunnel. Today, you can visit the excavation site and see the very steps where a blind man, following Jesus' command, would have descended to wash and receive his sight. It's an incredible, direct link to one of the most famous miracles in the New Testament, unearthed by complete accident. Our final destination takes us to an island in the Mediterranean, Patmos in Greece. This small, rocky island is known as the place where the Apostle John was exiled. It was here, in a cave now known as the Cave of the Apocalypse, that he is said to have received the visions that he recorded in the book of Revelation. The cave is now enclosed within a monastery, and it has become a major site of Christian pilgrimage. Inside, the rock is rough and uneven. There are niches in the stone where tradition says John slept and used a rock as a desk to write. Whether you view the story literally or metaphorically, the atmosphere in that cave is undeniably powerful. It's quiet, contemplative, and stark. You can feel the sense of isolation and profound spiritual encounter that defines the book of Revelation. It's a place where you can't help but reflect on matters of faith, prophecy, and the end of all things. From the shores of the Dead Sea to the Greek Isles, we've walked on ancient stones and stood where prophets and apostles once stood. These hidden locations aren't just archaeological curiosities. They are bridges to the past. They ground ancient texts in real-world geography, showing that these stories unfolded in actual places inhabited by real people. Seeing the lukewarm aqueducts of Laodicea or the excavated steps of the Pool of Siloam makes these biblical accounts more tangible, more real. What an incredible journey it's been. Thank you so much for joining me on this exploration of hidden biblical locations. I hope it was as fascinating for you as it was for me. There are so many more places to discover, so many more stories waiting to be uncovered. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more adventures into history and faith. Let me know in the comments which of these locations you found most interesting, or if there's another hidden biblical site you'd like me to explore next. Until then, keep exploring.